I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What do you mean, calm it down? It's a fight. Referees telling two fighters who want to fight to calm it down. He should calm down.
I saw he's like a clown in his show, man. He's not your guy.
Because Tyson Fury's back, and all you motherfuckers are under attack.
Look, Eddie Hearn can say all what he likes. Who gives a shit what Eddie Hearn says? It's garbage.
Are you off your tits? Have you been smoking something?
Can you let me retire and be happy? Please, just please.
Bombs away from the Bronx Bomber!
Wanda! Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You're not shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
I got dropped, man!
Are you kidding?
No, you won the fight.
OMG, I am so excited.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yes. What is up? What is up, MCR family? Another daily edition of the show live on YouTube. Podcast from iTunes, Spotify, or radio, etc. All that fun stuff. It's a live fight chat edition. Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua, the rematch going down in Saudi Arabia right now. Walkouts are happening right now. Andy Ruiz is walking out to the ring. AJ is already in it. It should be a really interesting fight, a fight that we get to see. Really, was the first fight a fluke? To put it, in just sort of a really basic sense, was this fight one where Andy Ruiz has the number of AJ, is truly that gifted, truly a top 4, top 3, top 2 heavyweight in the world, or is he more of a James Buster Douglas? Is he more of that? And obviously the 15-pound weight gain in the second fight has led to some comparisons a la Buster Douglas from Mike Tyson to Evander Holyfield. But digressing from that, hit the like button, share the show, all that fun stuff. I'm Matt, the Hipster Hunter, and I'm joined as usual on these shows, or not really usual, but I mean, you're joining me a lot lately.
Enough, yeah.
Free agent over here. Anthony Walker. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. I haven't seen you in quite some time. It's been about 30 seconds since we did a show together, and about 2 minutes before that. So yeah, man, it's great to catch up.
Yeah, it's not like I just saw you or did a show with you hours ago. Right. Check it out, UFC 245 breakdown roundtable. It was amazing.
And I
Great
stayed
show.
over for the Hunter invasion. Okay, the Hunter household invasion. I have now stamped my flag. This is my house. Mixed Combat Radio. It's your host, Ant Walker. What's up?
And plus, Michael Hunter invaded Saudi Arabia with the amazing walkout. Just got to point that out.
Beautiful stuff right there.
It was amazing.
Piss off the warlords.
Yes, always piss off the warlords. That's always my life philosophy. But digressing from that, Andy Ruiz is stepping into the ring as we speak. Fight's about to go down. We're probably going to have anthems and all the theatrics as we assume big fights, big boxing fights have. So we have at least, 5-10 minutes before the fight actually happens?
Yeah, something like that. Did they go through national anthems yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, oh, okay. I mean, can they just leave it alone? We already heard Sweet Caroline. just let it go.
What?
We don't need any more unnecessary music before the fight.
Are you sure? That was great.
Sweet Caroline is trash. I hate that song.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I hate how people react when it comes on. Fuck Sweet Caroline.
My entire UK audience is going to love you, Anthony.
I love y'all too.
It's going to be a fantastic.
Sweet Caroline is trash. I stand by that.
You stand by that?
Yeah.
Interesting stance to take. But sort of last minute thoughts about the fight, Anthony. I mean, what do we think is going to happen here in the rematch?
My prediction is that AJ comes out the victor. I think he'll be more cautious. He won't come in recklessly when he has some success. He's shown himself to be resilient in the past when he faced adversity. So I think he goes back to what he was supposed to do in the first fight. And interesting too to see what he looks like against Ruiz when this isn't a short notice fight. When he actually has a full training camp to deal with someone who has this deceptively athletic body who has these really fast hands and is very, very technically sound. So I'm curious what's going to happen here. But if a gun in my head and I have to pick, I say AJ wins.
Benjamin Franklin, who I think is in the UK, agreeing with you, saying Sweet Carolina is garbage. So
That's
at least
what's
you
up.
have one UK supporter. Plus, you pick an AJ, so I mean, they can't hit you too much.
His name is Benjamin Franklin. He's from the UK.
Well, that's his YouTube name.
Yeah, but still, that's a odd name for someone from the UK to pick.
I think he's in the UK. I said think. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, what's up, Ben? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I still am of the mindset that I think Andy Ruiz had a lot of success against Anthony Joshua, even within the rounds that we perceive AJ to have been in control of. There's the narrative that he was outboxing Andy Ruiz in the first 2 rounds, knocked him down, and then got caught, and everything changed after that. I think that narrative is absolutely false. If you look at the first 2 rounds, Andy gave him a lot of trouble. I was able to close distance rather quickly, was able to take the center of the ring rather quickly, was able to push him to the ropes rather quickly and efficiently. And on top of that, even was able to connect with shots at a much earlier sort of frame or sort of perspective than I think people have. The first, I think, 20 seconds of the second round, Andy catches him with a monster right hook, and it shakes up AJ. AJ recovers, though, ties him up, and is able to sort of disengage and find his distance again. But still, Andy was finding success in every round and giving AJ trouble in every round. That's why I think the fluke narrative or the fluke perspective for the first fight and how AJ should win this one with the camp and all that, that's not what you're saying, but I know that's a narrative out there, that AJ had no idea who this guy was, and he didn't have a game plan for this guy, and he caught him when he had his guard down and he thought he was hurt. Like, I think that's just false. I think Andy Ruiz is a very talented boxer in what he wants to do. He just doesn't do the things that are aesthetically pleasing to certain casual fans because of his physique. And also, I don't think he moves in an athletic sort of optical perspective. Like, when you look at him, it's hard to see the subtlety of his athleticism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a Roy Nelson.
Or Cain Velasquez even to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, or a guy that is not the best shape, but clearly an athlete.
But yeah, maybe not appearing to be in the best shape, but
and
very good at what they do with what they have.
And even their movement, like Andy is a guy that plods forward, so naturally a plodder is not going to look like an athlete.
Yeah.
Right. Like naturally speaking, that just it never happens that way.
But it's like the cord. Yeah, the sound was kind of going in and out. But he's we can't deny Andy's hand speed. His hand speed is nuts. He's able to string a lot of combinations together. Yeah, it's good. Thanks, man. He's able to string a lot of combinations together and stuff. He's a difficult guy, I think, with a full camp. So when you come in essentially cold against him, just something or somebody you're not prepared for, and he looks the way he looks, and you're in this big hype, U.S. debut. It is the perfect recipe to just say, like, yeah, I'm supposed to win this. And you go out there and not perform up to your best because you didn't feel like you had to. And then there were the rumors of Joshua having some troubles in the camp before. I don't know how true they are before you hit the fail button or something like that. I don't know how true those are, but if there's truth to that, and we're gonna see AJ proper, and all right, I think the fight might go a little different.
I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry.
Fuck that shit. Fuck boxing. Fuck boxing.
Sorry.
Fucking asshole.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a silly mood after that roundtable show earlier. That was a really fun show. Check
fun.
it out. Matthew Wells was on it. Benjamin Duffy, Jay Petrie, Cole Shelton, you.
Right.
James Lynch, Submission Radio guys. They ducked the work. It's okay. I got an IOU, whatever that means.
That means they'll get at you when they ain't feeling big time.
They're Canadian Australian. IOUs mean more for them.
Yeah. I'll give you that. They're the homies. They'll come through. But yeah, man, I should be a fun one. It should be. I enjoy having a fight of this magnitude on at this time, So I feel like I can go on about the rest of my day. Although I should be watching the UFC event in D.C.
And Jamal Charlo, Dennis Hogan, and Showtime.
Yeah, but I've got other obligations that will take precedent over that, especially in my free agency. Like, I'm not rearranging my life for these fights.
Especially it's like the big marquee fight is right now. Like, this is the big fight of the weekend.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest fights of the year. And as an MMA reporter, mainly, MMA journalist, what's the temperature like as just a combat sports reporter, not necessarily a boxing reporter? Like, does this feel like a significant fight, a big fight, one that is on par with the biggest fights of the year?
Yes, it does. It does. I mean, there's so many different angles to take as far as the coverage of this fight. We can start with it being in Saudi Arabia and the human rights abuses and all the interwoven political lines. We can talk about the paydays. We could talk about this stadium being built for this event. There are a lot of things that make this a big deal, and then also it's pretty cool that it's in the middle of the day.
And I'll add in, just the fighters themselves. Anthony Joshua's been a significant star in boxing,
and Ruiz has turned into a star following the upset win. He's kind of hit the late night talk show circuit and whatnot. So there's definitely a lot of star power in this. And then of course we've got Wilder versus Fury 2 being official. That's coming up in the next.
You think there's a bleed-over effect on like hype for just all heavyweight fights right
Absolutely,
now?
because it's a mix and match. Like the trifecta of heavyweight boxing was Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz has now entered the mix, and now this is to determine. Now, granted, we don't know whether the winner of this will fight the winner of Wilder Fury 2 because of the promotional entities involved. So that could be a toss-up, but the hope for it is there. So we hope as fans and as spectators of this that the winner of this fight fights the winner of Wilder Fury 2, and you have a super fight, if you will.
Yeah, and a true undisputed champion in the division. That's probably not going to happen. Shout out to sanction bodies. Going to strip probably Andy Ruiz of at least one belt after this fight. Or AJ, whoever wins this fight,
right.
I'm assuming. But digressing from that, guys, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe, patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio. Guys, call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. Definitely, obviously, going to want everyone's take after the fight. I think, regardless of what we see, this isn't going the full 12. I don't see that hapappening.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised.
Both guys hurt each other too much in the first fight.
Like they both... Yeah, within 2 rounds, both of them got dropped.
Three.
Sorry, yeah.
Within
so,
3,
yeah.
Plus, I think that both these guys have sort of a statement to make here. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot on the line here for both of them. I think Andy Ruiz, even if he loses this fight, yes, he's still now in the top mix of heavyweight just because of his name value now and him beating AJ. But if he beats AJ here, he's in a position now where he could become one of the biggest superstars of the sport. Vice versa, same with AJ. If he loses this fight, it's now 2 losses in a row to Andy Ruiz. That really puts him out of the title picture, at least for the next few years, and he has to rebound.
Right.
And that's a long rebound to a PBC-owned division, in a sense, at that point.
Yeah, it would be one thing if you're talking about a star of his caliber, 2-fight losing streak in MMA. It's a lot more forgiving of a loss.
Fight starting, ladies and gentlemen, round 1, starting as we speak.
Yeah, boxing. Oh, no, you're good. Boxing, it's a whole nother story. So this will tell a lot about the future for both gentlemen.
Fight already taking a very similar note to the first one. Andy taking the center of the ring. AJ trying to get his jab going. He is trying to put it to the body a little bit more than the first fight. I do like that. He needs to get that right hand going too.
Yeah, he just can't fight tentative, which it seems like would be the normal thing to happen to you if you're fighting a guy who was able to knock you out before. You just gotta fight through that. And also too, I want to talk about like the difference in weight from the first fight. AJ noticeably leaner. Like he's, judging by that, he's preparing to be on his feet. Kind of getting in and out and popping with fast combinations. That's kind of what I'm expecting, at least past this first round, which probably will be sort of a warm up.
Yeah. I compared this fight, or at least the first fight, in a way, not to the same degree, but at least this dynamic, to Canelo Kovalev. How Kovalev, being the bigger guy, historically the heavier hitter of the two, acted like he didn't have power. Mm-hmm. And acted tentative and hesitant to really exchange with Canelo in combination. I think AJ had a little bit of that effect in the first fight and a little bit of that dynamic issue and just in the rematch, that he is the bigger, stronger guy with historically more power, yet he is acting like he is Paulie Malignaggi of the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? He's acting like he really can't engage with Andy Ruiz because of the power disparity. But on paper, the power disparity is in his favor. And I don't know if it's a mental block. I don't know if there is just a legitimate, hey, this guy has my number. He can hurt me. I can't hurt him the same way. Because if it's a mental block, he can get over that. Mm-hmm. That's something that he can get out of himself through training and sort of
just repetition.
Yeah, exactly. If there's just a legitimate, this guy can just hurt me. He can always hurt me. I can't seem to hurt him the same way. And if that is a issue in this matchup, then AJ has a very tough hill to climb. If he just cannot get over that power disparity, which may be there, I don't know, because on paper there shouldn't be one, or at least if there is one, it's in his favor. But the first fight didn't look that way.
But just looking at the power disparity neglects their physical dimensions. And
good right hand. Oh, good right hand.
Good right hand by AJ.
That cut him. That cut Andy Ruiz.
Sure did. Yeah, split him open. So one thing to factor in with a taller guy against a shorter guy, if you really engage with the shorter guy, that shorter guy can throw that mean ass overhand and end it for you.
First round is over. AJ landed a good right hand there. I might give him that round just purely off of that because not a lot landed other than that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That kind of decided the round for me. It was
he's really bleeding.
Not a whole lot going on before that.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz is cut up on the left eye.
Oh, snapped his head back with that one.
Good right hand.
I like the way he turned that cross in. I like that.
And I agree with that. I don't like the follow up though. Went right back to it.
Oh yeah, no.
Right back to it.
No.
Maybe feint with the left hook. Maybe go to the body a little bit. But what he should have done, because he was in range with that right hand, but Andy was backing up instantly. Double jab into space and then right back into range and then land either right hook, uppercut, left hook, something. He had momentum there and he doubled up on the same shot when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, which I don't think is a very good sign. If AJ, because what befell him in the first fight, he hurt him
today,
and then kind of threw the rest out of the book and tried to do it again.
Second round starting 2 minutes and 46 seconds for those that wanted to sync up with us. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, it's all right. I was kind of done making my point.
I don't even know what your point was.
Me either.
Andy Ruiz, though, I think that he's in a good position. I mean, he's backing up AJ to the ropes, and I think he needs to push him back a little bit more. He's obviously setting up.
Nice job.
He's setting up the right hand by going to the body a lot with it. He's parrying a lot of these jabs by AJ. Again, very similar dynamic to the first fight so far.
Yeah,
where AJ is struggling to really get his jab landing. He's throwing it a lot, but it's not landing. It's not doing anything.
No, but all he really needs to do is just throw it. Just as long as it's not a lazy jab. If he throws a decent jab out there, it gives Ruiz something to think about and to get around.
He can do that as long as he follows up with the right hand and then follows up with maybe a left hook or something like that. You know, as a combination to it. But if he's just throwing out jab, 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 and none of it's landing, eventually that becomes a pattern, and Andy Ruiz can read that easily.
Now we were talking about AJ losing weight. Now Ruiz obviously has gained a significant amount of weight since the last fight. Does he look slower to you?
Good left hook.
Very nice
by
left
AJ.
hook.
No, not really at this point in time. I think AJ is looking quicker. To be honest,
definitely.
He's looking a little bit quicker.
He's looking faster on the feet and everything. I'm seeing Ruiz. I don't know if he's just. because this is probably a bigger moment for him. I mean, it's a bigger moment for him. I think this fight than the first fight. The first fight on short notice, you don't have much time to think about it. You just go in. You're supposed to lose, so why not?
Yeah.
You let it all hang out there.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and now he's coming in as the one with a one
Ooh,
up.
good right.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. See now, yeah.
Good right hand by AJ.
Now, see, in the first fight, AJ would have been charging in still. You know, hanging back after you hurt him is the key for AJ to win this fight. Is AJ cut? I thought I saw a little bit over his left eye.
I need to see it again. Oh yes. It looks like it.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
It's something. It's not. It's bruising or a cut. It's some sort of wound right there.
Wound.
He's
yes.
wounded. He's wounded.
Andy's not really getting. He's not really throwing enough.
He's not moving a whole lot. Like he's
a plotter.
Yeah.
He's hoping when AJ overcommits on some of these shots
that he'll be in range and he
can fire off a quick counter, quick combination, and hurt him.
Yeah, but AJ's not taking that, but he's not overcommitting, and he's hitting him and hanging back afterwards. So
another 10-9 round for AJ.
Yeah, definitely.
Close, but it's 10-9 round for AJ. A lot of people seem to be of the mindset that, yeah, AJ's winning this fight so far.
Yeah. AJ's looking good. He's looking very good.
Definitely throwing in the right hand a lot more in the first 2 rounds than he was in the first fight. Yeah. Moving better than he was in the first fight.
So I want to know if I guess maybe the third round would be a good gauge.
And by the way, AJ is cut, by the way, because they're obviously treating it. You
Yeah.
can't see it right now, but they're treating a cut. You can tell.
Yeah, what I was talking about, the moment being big for Ruiz, being a bigger moment for Ruiz. Will he kind of settle into it a little more?
Now, when you say that, you're not saying it's a bigger moment than AJ's moment right here.
No. I'm saying
it's bigger for him than relative to the
Ruiz,
first fight.
yeah, compared to the first fight.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
Then now he's coming in as a star. He's coming in a guy who now has had the money and he's been able to enjoy the spoils of warfare a little bit with a decent amount of hype behind him. Now does the pressure turn up on him and it affects his performance? So I want to see if he's going to be a little looser now, if he's going to kind of relax and just and just fight as opposed to getting used to the fight and trying to fight in that inside that mental space.
One thing I will say is that from my study of Andy Ruiz, he has a pretty decent cardio tank for his physique. I mean, I think he did pretty well with Joseph Parker in their 12-round fight. AJ is a guy that does fade as the fight wears on. I am curious to see, again, shedding some pounds, how his cardio looks. And plus, as we're going into the middle rounds here, curious to see when the action starts picking up and who sort of takes the advantage there, because it's still the fight's still sort of up to grabs here in my perspective. AJ's outboxing Andy Ruiz enough to win rounds, but again, I don't think really enough is happening in these rounds for anyone to get to anyone feel definitive here, so to speak.
Right. See, Ruiz.
About a minute 40 seconds left in the third round.
I don't know. Ruiz, he looks like he's moving a little bit more relaxed now. Not much, but I think he's settling into what's going on.
And another thing to know is that, I mean, think about how much AJ's moving right here. All the feints, all the movement, all the jabs. For a guy with that much muscle, it takes
a lot of energy to do
energy to do what he's doing.
Cue Joe Rogan, muscles take oxygen, right?
They do. Well, Andy's just kind of not really moving that much. He's sort of circling the center of the ring and just sort of following AJ slightly and not exerting a lot of energy.
Yeah, that's a very efficient style. That's a very efficient style. As someone who has my issue with cardio sometimes in sparring, that'll get you through.
Less is more.
That'll get you through some rounds, man, for real.
Yeah. You get that guard up where you can just parry and just sort of deflect shots, and you can just sort of take any damage, so to speak.
Yeah, you might even long guard it a little bit, and you buy yourself that little extra time. Yeah.
And like I said, AJ's still not landing any of these jabs. Yeah. And he hasn't really been successful with the right hand in this round. This round's been, I think, one of his poorer rounds.
Yeah,
but not a lot's happened either. Andy hasn't landed enough here for me to give him a round.
Yeah, I mean...
Ooh, good left hook to the body there by
shot.
AJ.
Yeah, I can't imagine AJ going for too many hooks to the body like that throughout this fight, because
especially off that footwork, man. That left him open.
Yeah, big time. And then again, the size disparity for the taller guy to reach that low, man, that's quite a risk.
Round 3 is over. I'm gonna give that round to AJ, but that was a closer round.
That was
a fill out round. Still very much a fill out process at this point.
If someone threw a 10-10 on that one, I ain't mad.
Santiago did.
Oh wow, okay. That's what's up, Santiago. What up, homie?
He's already put out 2 10-10 rounds, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Well, still what up, but you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, I mean, 10-10 rounds exist, I guess. Mm-hmm. In theory.
They need to be used more often, because sometimes some rounds are too close to really decide.
I'm in favor of a half-point system.
I'm not in favor of giving the judges more complex math to deal with, because 10s and 9s seem to be a little bit too complicated for them.
That's when the ABC has to say calculators are mandatory.
They don't have calculators?
I'm assuming that's the issue.
I mean, you shouldn't need a calculator for
10s and 9s?
Yeah, for 10s and 9s, you really shouldn't.
You shouldn't, but I think that's the issue.
Wow.
Think about it. It's a bunch of old guys scoring fights.
Yeah, but
they don't have calculators.
Should they get an abacus or something?
I saw one legit at a fight. I'm just joking.
No, about to say one.
No, I didn't see one. No.
You've been in this game for a long time.
Can you imagine? The greatest thing ever. Fourth round has started. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Good right hand by Andy Ruiz. I will say this. Mm-hmm. The fight has gone more from the center of the ring, and AJ still having room to maneuver. Yeah,
he's getting pushed further and further back to the ropes.
I have noticed that slightly.
And I'm seeing Ruiz doing a better job of cutting things off. He's doing a lot more sidestepping as opposed to just plodding forward. He's plodding to the side now. Can you plod to the side? Is that a thing?
It would be just called cutting off the ring, I think.
Yeah. But plodding to the side sounds pretty cool.
I think you just means you do it slowly.
Did I coin that phrase?
No.
Are we making history here on Mixed Combat Radio?
No, this is bad history. Plodding to the side. It means you're just really inefficient at cutting off the ring, I guess. AJ needs to throw with the right hand more. I'm telling you, he's just he's too jab happy.
Yeah.
Because it becomes to a point where you can time that.
Yeah.
To a significant degree.
Looks AJ is slowed down on the feints a lot.
Yeah, good point as well.
A whole lot.
Ooh, good jab by Andy Ruiz. There does seem to be more of a urgency now from AJ's movement.
Yeah, it's like when his hands are moving.
Less of a flowing mode, and now he's more of a I'm moving. I'm trying to survive this pressure.
Like this is active now.
Yes.
Oh, he tried to go for the kill shot there.
That right hand was close.
Yeah, and if he gets countered off of one of those, it's good night. Ruiz looks like he's picked up the intensity a little bit.
But the funny part is he's still not exerting any energy.
No, he's not.
He's blocking all these shots too, man. His guard is really impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, much better job cutting the ring off now. Much better job.
Ooh, good right hand by Andy Ruiz. This is
Joshua is circling to Ruiz's power side. That's never a good habit to fall into.
You can do it. You just have to be smart about it. And the trick is that it's a pivot, not just a straight up, I'm going to keep laterally moving to the left. It's more of when you see that right hand come, you pivot, you see it go by, and then you roll out, right? Like Canelo does it really well, right?
Yeah, but Canelo was like a defensive master.
I understand, but like you can circle to that power hand.
Now to get into it.
You just can't go the entire 360 degrees around the ring that way. Good right hand on the inside by Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I think Ruiz
10-9 round.
I think Ruiz is there. They give him that round. I think he's I think he's in the fight now. He's past the moment. He's just fighting now.
Plus past the feel out rounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
they got the battery commercial.
Yeah, they have commercials now. They have AutoZone and Dick Pill commercials now, guys.
Wow. Wow, amazing. That's what we want from a subscription service. That pisses me off, man, when they do that shit.
Yeah, here's the Dick Pill commercial, guys.
Yeah. But I think these Dick Pills, they like fight herpes outbreaks and let your hair grow.
Roman.
Or something like.
The pill for you.
Roman or just Roman?
You have to add some spice to it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can't. You got to put an accent mark over
Roman. The dick pill for you.
No, you got to put the accent mark over there. Roman.
Roman. The dick pill for you.
Yes.
Almost make it sound like
dick pills.
Almost make it sound like it's Antonio Banderas talking.
Yes.
That's what I'm assuming. 5th round starting. 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
High level commentary.
Best commentary. Chris Mannix did not give Andy Ruiz that last round. What? What are you doing? What? Stop.
Yeah, just
put the pen down.
Yeah.
Let's see if that momentum from Andy though can be sort of
capitalize on that. Keep it up.
And on top of that, build upon it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't think it was enough in that round, to be honest. I'm not saying like you can realistically give AJ that round. You cannot. But I thought AJ could capitalize on more moments. Not AJ. Andy Ruiz could capitalize on more moments.
I mean but you know,
I think the right hand's there for more than he thinks it is.
Yeah, I'm wondering at this point, is he holding back? Is he waiting? Is he waiting to kind of get past the halfway point where you might see AJ start to fade a bit to then start unleashing the full arsenal?
It's possible. It's absolutely possible.
Yeah. Because at this point, if like he's got Andy, I mean, if he's got AJ kind of getting a little more urgent, getting a little more panic, and already kind of changing his approach, and Ruiz has done nothing but come forward and throw the occasional jab, occasional looping shot here and there. You unleash the full arsenal. You start throwing more combinations, and you start mixing things up a bit more. The sense of panic as you fatigue exponentially grows.
Yeah. I always bring up I don't know if you've seen this movie with Keanu Reeves in it called The Replacements.
Yeah, I remember that.
With Gene Hackman.
Yeah, he was like the quarterback.
Yeah. Great underrated sports movie. But anyways, there's a scene in that movie that talks about quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that like one mistake and you keep thinking about it, and then you make another mistake and you keep thinking about it, and just quickly you're making is mistakes because that's all you're thinking about. Mm-hmm. And that quicksand effect for an athlete, I think for a combat sports athlete, that's apparent. Like that happens in front of our eyes in a much more visceral way than in other sports.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened in the first fight, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, nice jab from AJ.
Even Andy was a little bit frustrated by that.
Yeah.
Combination by AJ misses, but I do like the attempt. You can tell the little bit the quickness of AJ is not the same in the mid rounds right now.
Yeah, his body's not going full throttle right now. And I don't think that's. I mean, he might hit a second wind or something, but theoretically that shouldn't get any better.
5th round over. I'm gonna give the round to AJ. Not a lot happened there. He landed some good jabs.
I
had a good left hook.
I was leaning toward Ruiz in that round, but that's a toss up one.
Got pick. You can do 10-10. That's allowed.
Yeah, it
I
is.
won't make fun of you.
I don't give a shit. I'll make fun of you all day.
Santiago said 10-10, see?
Yeah, Santiago's right.
Santiago, I think 90% of your rounds so far have been 10-10 rounds.
This isn't the easiest fight to judge in a lot of spots. So
no, that is true. That is true. It's been a feel-out process for 5 rounds, it feels like.
Yeah, I just think that I think that Ruiz just has a lot more to offer that he's not displaying just yet.
Yep. Santiago is saying Anthony 10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go with that. 6 rounds starting, the halfway round. Let's see if anyone sort of ups the pressure, ups the volume.
Yeah.
Or is AJ? I mean, this could just be AJ's game plan to like keep it this type of pace, this type of fight, not be in any danger, and try to win it on points.
That's the fight I would try to fight if I were AJ.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a coach, that's kind of what you should tell him to get. At least that should be one of your game plans. That should be one of your plans to do.
Nice exchange. Both of them ate some stuff in that.
AJ had a good right hand to the body in that exchange too. I like that. Good parry by AJ. But see, he moved 4 or 5 extra steps than he needed to right there. You know, he parried the right hand, circled out right, but he circled wide out, went all the way to the other side of the ring. And all I could have done is just slap the shot away, parry it, roll out a step or two.
Yeah,
and then,
because those extra steps, they
add up. And then fire a combination at Andy Ruiz. Fire a 1-2. You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
Yeah, Ruiz is not. He's not relenting on the space he's giving him to work.
No, he's not. That's good.
Yeah,
good jabs by AJ. AJ is doing a good job though of. I mean, he's nonstop movement, and he has not really engaged with Andy to where he could get caught. You know, he hasn't really committed as many mistakes as he did in the first fight because of that. It's a smart game plan.
Yeah,
he's winning this round again off the jab.
Yeah.
Oh, good left hook there by AJ. A little short left hook. Tied up. And if you notice, he's been doing that. If he lands a good shot, he'll tie up instantly. And then wait for the ref to separate them. Prison Mike. Great name in the chat.
All right.
Saying who's winning so far. Probably AJ.
AJ. Yeah. I think the tide.
It'd be.
I could see the tide changing a bit, but
not enough. And on top of that, there's no way I could see Andy be up on the scorecards right now.
No,
that's
definitely not. No, I mean from this point on, like I can see the tide changing. I'm waiting for the moment that Ruiz just explodes in and
good
starts.
Right hand there by AJ, but good right hand to the body by Andy.
You got to steal those dirty boxing clinch shots while you can.
Exactly.
That's what I would do. Like, you know.
All those shots add up. Trust me.
Big time.
Round is over. Another round for AJ, in my opinion.
Yeah, AJ wins that one.
And now we're to the 7th round where the first fight got finished. About to pass that one. I like how I started the show saying there's no way we go the full distance, right?
And here we are looking like we could go the full distance.
And kind of a ho-hum heavyweight decision.
And I started to tell you, like, you're jinxing it, but...
You should have told me, man.
I should have told you. But me
saying... Like, no, stop, Matt. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it, man.
Yeah. But you put that energy out there already, and, you know, there's nothing I can do at that point. And all them people didn't go to Saudi Arabia.
Yo, did you see the uncle though?
Yeah,
it's gotta be an uncle, right? Yeah. That's an uncle for sure.
That was definitely an uncle.
That was livid, man. He was not happy. Oh, that was good. That was hilarious. 7th round about to start. I wonder if AJ is content with this game plan for all 12, or if he tries to sort of like at some point turn up the heat, get like a late fight finish. You know.
You know what?
I don't think he's done the necessary body work or anything like that where he can think he can do that, though, to be honest.
And it's just not necessary. It just isn't necessary. It's a highly unnecessary risk when you think of the potential future huge paydays that lay ahead of him if he gets past this one.
Yeah.
Because as much as you can say if he wins this fight by decision or by knock, whatever, however way AJ gets his hand raised, can you ever see a point where they say, okay, rubber match? As logical as it would be for it to be a rubber match.
Good left hook by Andy Ruiz. Good left hook by
nice
AJ.
left hook.
No, okay. I agree with the sentiment that obviously AJ's ability to get the rematch is far easier than Andy's, right? I mean, I just think that goes without saying. I agree with you. I think AJ does have this mentality or this game plan that I just got to box smart. Let me make it to the decision. I'll win the decision, and I'm good. I can look past this for a minute, go do other things. If I want to come back to this fight, I can later, but I just need to get past this fight and win it, and then I'm back on track.
Yeah.
And I can move on. I think that's the mentality he's been having.
Yeah. That should be the mentality he has. That's the mentality I think most rational human beings would take.
Yeah.
It'd take a true school knucklehead to be like, I got to kill this guy, and put yourself on the risk even further to to jeopardize, what you got coming up in the future.
Good little short combo by Andy Ruiz as AJ got stuck on the rope.
Whoa, nice one off the break.
Ooh, good
nice
right
cross.
hand.
Very nice cross. Nice left hook. Now they open
but
it
he
up.
almost got caught.
Yeah, they're opening up now.
AJ landed some good shots. Andy Ruiz landed some good shots. That was a good right hand on the clinch right there. I love that dirty boxing, by the way.
Yeah, dirty boxing is a wonderful thing.
Less than a minute left in the 7th round. AJ probably up on the scorecards.
Oh, he just charged in for a clinch. That's new.
He didn't like that angle.
Yeah.
He was too close to the corner, I think, And I don't think he felt like he had enough room to go to the left. And he thought he was going to get a shot. So I'm just going to clinch up right now. Smart.
Yeah.
AJ has been, you can tell Rob McCracken has done a good job making a game plan. Ooh.
Oh, nice hook.
AJ landed a good right hand, but then Andy came back with a good, I think it was a
left hook.
Left hook, right?
Yeah.
AJ talking a little shit right now.
They're kind of exchanging some words there.
And he kind of opened up a little bit more in that round.
Yeah.
Did you see AJ getting some confidence?
But as he opened up more, so did Ruiz.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so it's like he rose to the occasion. So they're kind of even more so makes me think that, man, I think Ruiz is holding back for a particular moment.
No, I agree. But it's now round 8, right? Or is it 9? No, it's round 8.
8, yeah.
He's got to step it up. He's a lot of time left.
It's not much time to kind of wait out anything. It's crunch time.
The last 4 rounds go by faster than the first 4 rounds. They always feel that way.
Yeah.
AJ, though, really good fight so far by him. Gotta say. I'm impressed by the discipline and the game plan. Because he is sort of a guy that has brawled at times and does get into exchanges. And he's been reserved here.
When you have the level of power and athleticism that he has, it's very easy to just say, okay, we'll just swing and I'll be the last one standing. It's very easy to do that.
Oh, but wait, last round, AJ. I thought AJ won that.
Yeah. I'll put in the vote for AJ on that one as well. Yeah, we forgot that part, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I felt like it was assumed, though, to be honest. I felt like AJ just put in good work.
You can't assume anything with the judges, even if we're not
judges.
judges.
That is true. Yes.
I bet you Chris Mannix scored it for AJ.
He did. He scored every round for AJ.
Yeah.
Every round, which I can get because I've scored probably most of my rounds for AJ. But
I bet you in the Wilder Fury fight, he'll score every round for AJ also.
Yo, shout out to Chris Mannix. I love it, man. Free agent Anthony.
He'll find a way to score it for Canelo too. So.
Canelo's not even fighting.
Yeah. Oh no. But Canelo won this round.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. It's like, no, but did you hear? Canelo won that round.
It's like, sir, do you want a Coke or a Sprite?
Want fries with that? What the fuck, bro? Minute and 15 seconds left in the 8th round.
Yeah, Ruiz coming in a little more aggressive now. As he should. He's not being very successful with it.
He's still out of range largely. Oh, good right hand. Good right hand by Andy Ruiz. Lands. Oh, no.
Oh!
Lands another shot on AJ. AJ tries to ties up.
Clubbing shots.
Both guys landing some dirty shots. I don't think AJ was hurt there, but he was definitely eating shots.
He definitely got hit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruiz has got a little more urgency. Excuse me. yeah, there we go. Whoa, Joshua got clipped with a good one off the break. That's one thing that Ruiz is doing a very good job of, is hitting him on the breaks. Whenever the ref isn't there to break up the clinch right away, if they naturally separate, Ruiz has got his fist in his face.
That's a 10-9 round for Andy Ruiz, obviously. Just due to that exchange. I mean, that was the most significant exchange of the last couple of rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I was kind of leaning the other way until that sequence, and go with Max Kellerman's basis of judging around.
Look at AJ.
Ref,
don't worry, AJ.
Yeah,
stop. It's okay.
Don't worry. We'll protect you.
I got you.
The ref turned to Chris Mannix like, "What should I do now?"
That's so good. And he just needs to keep stepping it up, man. He needs to just throw more. Honestly, he just has been very reserved in this fight when he needs to step it up. I don't know if it's due to conserve energy because of maybe the weight gain he had. Yeah. He doesn't feel like he has the car. I don't know what it is, but he has conserved too much energy. He needs to start using some of that. Hey! Chris Mannix scored a round for Andy Ruiz there. Look at that.
Wow. Guess he was forced to, huh?
They kind of had to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no excuse for that one. Round 9, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the round. Those that want to sync up with us. See, right there, Andy needs to take that side, that sort of 45-degree angle step, and then land a right hook.
Yeah.
He needs to cut off the ring just a little bit better, throw a little more shots to stop that movement from AJ, because he's just not throwing. He's not meeting him at his movement. If AJ's circling left, throw a left hook. If he's circling to your right, throw a right hook. You're not doing that. He just simply is letting him move out.
In particular, when he's moving to Andy's power side.
Yeah.
It's like that. You have to capitalize on those.
Oh, good job by AJ. And the thing is, there's times where he is completely within range, and he's not throwing. He's not throwing at all. He's also not jabbing his way to the inside at all. I don't like that. He really has given up on the jab battle from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Well, in the first fight, he did really challenge AJ for the jab. That was a battle for the first fight.
See, Joshua's guard looked like it's gotten a little longer too. So he's I don't know, he's kind of mixing up his distancing. Notice the where Ruiz was pairing a lot more coming now. AJ's doing that.
Mm-hmm. Good little jab, then right hand by AJ to counter. The only time that Andy really expends energy is when he has that little bit of space in the clinch.
He's relying too much on the counter right now, if you ask me.
Especially when he's not throwing it. Mm-hmm. You can rely on the counter, but throw it. And then find out if it's successful or not. Right? I'd rather you beat, if you're a counter boxer, then throw counters, and if you're unsuccessful with the counters, so what? Mm-hmm. That's
whoa. AJ just tuned him up with a nice combination.
AJ got hit with the right hand.
See, every time AJ turns up the volume, Ruiz answers. Ruiz has it in him. He's just not, he's not doing it unprompted. And when you're behind,
it's weird.
That's it's not the attitude to take.
Santiago, I know you're listening. If you can, try to listen into the corner and let me know what Andy's corner is telling him. I'm curious what Andy Rebels is telling him. Is there a sense of urgency in Andy Ruiz's corner? There has to be at this point. Round is over. Who did you give that round to? Andy for that last little bit? Landed the most significant shot, maybe?
I'm leaning toward Joshua on that one.
All right.
Yeah, because he that combination, I think you glanced at the screen or something like that. That was a nasty combination, and he controlled, I think, most of that round. So
I'll give it to AJ, because I did miss that combination, and he did control most of the round.
Who's this guy that they're showing?
I don't know. Somebody that's cold, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's AJ's dad.
Oh,
I think that's AJ's dad. I like his shirt. That's a nice shirt. I'd wear that shirt. It's a very nice shirt. It's very classy.
So good. So good.
Yeah, see that's the combination right there that you missed. But Ruiz responded.
Responded back very well,
he
too.
responded back very, very well.
I'm assuming that's Andy Ruiz's mom.
I would guess.
Like, why aren't they putting up any names at the bottom? Like,
because
it's
DAZN.
It's DAZN.
You gotta love the production value.
Another round for Andy Ruiz, though. Chris Mannix disagrees with you.
Oh, all right. Wow. I
What a
gave it
shill.
to Age.
You DAZN shill, Anthony.
I'm an AJ apologist.
Obviously.
Here on MCR.
That's what we find out.
I'm a sleeper agent for UK Rob.
You're him in disguise. Just a mask.
In blackface. I should say light skin face, but anyway.
Round 10, about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Good right hand by AJ. AJ controlling large parts of this fight just by the jab and movement. Some good feints here and there.
Yeah, see now.
And just, again, never really wanting to exchange with Andy Ruiz on his terms and his level.
Right. I want to see Ruiz throwing some over-the-top shots, especially when you're getting jabbed.
Like those Maidana overhand rights.
Yeah, slip that jab, toss that overhand. At this point, why not?
Yeah, you got 3 rounds left, or more accurately, 2.5 rounds. Does not look good for Andy Ruiz here, let's be honest.
No.
He needs to do something.
No, but you know what? Regardless, Andy Ruiz is made out like a bandit. This year, like to get,
of course,
yeah, to get what.
And the thing is, like, it's not like he's coming in here and I think like he's getting like
10 million, I think, for this.
No, I mean like in terms of like ability, like it's not like he's getting washed here at
all.
all.
No, definitely not. No,
he's just getting outboxed.
Yeah,
like AJ has found a good game plan, has stuck to it, and has not diverted from that. And Andy has not been able to adjust to it. But clearly, both guys are still top 4 heavyweights.
This is a very competitive fight.
Yes.
And,
scorecards probably don't accurately reflect that.
Yeah, Ruiz is putting hands on him in spots, so it's nothing to be ashamed of on his part. He's just not winning.
Yeah, it's losing the jab battle. And AJ is not committing to anything to be overzealous and to open himself up.
Yeah, but see, this is where I see Ruiz making his biggest mistakes. These moments where Joshua is against the ropes, and instead of cutting an angle, he's just sidestepping.
Yep.
It's something to truly seal the deal as far as closing that gap. So when you see him when he throws those shots in those moments, it's a really poorly executed off balance punch that whiffs or lands with absolutely no impact.
10th round is over. Another round for AJ.
Agreed.
Yeah. Not a lot to really analyze here.
No, not a whole lot.
Kind of a boring fight.
But we can talk about how stupid the name Clash on the Dunes is. That is dumb. What a dumb way to title your fight.
A shout out to Michael Hunter playing the Charlie Chaplin speech before his fight.
Absolutely.
That took some gumption, as they say.
And a shout out for him for also having 2 Predator masks. For having the outer mask and then having the Predator face mask. Just beautiful stuff there. Beautiful stuff.
And they were like high quality masks too.
Oh, that was no joke, man.
I've seen some pretty bad like Halloween store Predator masks in combat sports. That shit's awful. That shit's garbage. 11th round starting. Can Andy find a huge miraculous comeback KO here? Or is it just AJ 2 decision to the scorecards and winning a clear unanimous decision probably? Probably the latter.
Like, we don't see too many of these late turnarounds in boxing.
No, they're rare.
It would be much more in MMA to have like that miracle shot to end it, but even then that's becoming a lesser and lesser phenomenon.
Especially at a high level.
Yeah. When you get to the higher levels,
yeah.
the sort of mistakes that open up those opportunities dwindle drastically.
Yeah, especially if you're somebody that's been winning the fight for 35 minutes, 34 minutes of a fight, it's unlikely for that last 3 or 6 minutes to all of a sudden change. Mm-hmm. You've been winning. You've obviously stuff has been working for you, not for them. They have been able to adjust for the whole time. It's unlikely for them to all of a sudden to adjust to that, unless you all of a sudden just tire out. That's usually the case. Mm-hmm. You get that in boxing usually when somebody they've been dominating for, let's say, 8, 9, 10 rounds, and all of a sudden,
and the gas tank bottoms out.
Gas tank bottoms out completely.
And even then, still, you kind of...
And you have, like, the game plan like Andy, where you're not, expending a lot of energy, and all of a sudden you find out your opponent's tired, and then, boom, you jump on it. But, again, it's rare. You see it more in mid-cards and undercards.
Yeah, see, now what Ruiz did just there is something we needed to see more of. As AJ tried to circle out, he kind of stiff-armed him and kept him in that range, and then came in, landed some shots, but didn't really capitalize the way he could have. But at least as far as keeping AJ within his range when AJ's trying to circle out, that was very well done. I just wish we saw him doing things like that sooner.
Yeah, I definitely wonder why the hesitation on some of these openings by Andy Ruiz. I just don't understand.
Well, I'll go back to something I've said a few times on the show already. This is a huge moment for Ruiz.
They got to him in a way.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Even if he's loosened up,
or even maybe just the weight gain.
The weight gain is something to consider.
Add an extra 15 pounds. Kind of harder to.
You don't move the same.
You don't.
Yeah. Especially over 36 minutes.
Yeah. That's a long time to fight.
Yeah.
For heavyweights.
That's a long time to fight for welterweights. Like, that's 36 minutes of boxing activity is a very long time. That is.
Yeah, I've never gone a full 12 in sparring.
Yeah, I've never sparred 12 rounds, and yeah.
The closest I got was like 8 rounds, and I was like, I'm done.
I've done 6 to 8 rounds, if I'm remembering correctly.
And that was like one time, and I was like, I got that far.
Actually,
somebody else jump in, please.
I'll tell you what was worse. I've done 5-minute rounds.
That's 5-minute rounds
is awful.
It's way too long.
Awful. It is a treacherous feat right there. I've done that before. That'll teach you about yourself.
I think all prize fighting should be shorter. Just saying.
What, like Glory style? 3-minute rounds?
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think boxing should be less rounds too, just being honest.
Yeah.
Why? Like 36 minutes of fucking fighting?
Yeah, like we kind of know the story at this point.
We don't need this extra 2 or 3 rounds, guys. Yeah. Just saying. But that's a hill I'm not going to die on. I'm going on that one. Last round, guys. It has to be. Andy Ruiz has to come out here and do something. Because if he doesn't, he loses his belts.
Easily loses a decision. His hope is to go out here on a blitz.
Yeah, there's no way you have him up on the scorecards.
It does take a certain level of gumption to go out there on a blitz, though.
He's doing it, though.
Yeah.
And think about this. There's nothing thrown from AJ has really discouraged Andy Ruiz and made him hesitant to throw, made him scared to throw. He just hasn't been active.
No, it's just like stopped him. It's stopped his movement, but it hasn't like rattled him.
Yeah. Honestly, I think AJ is moving very well.
Yeah, he is.
For a heavyweight, too. And his side. Oh, good right hand by AJ. Right hand.
But he ate that. Ruiz ate that, man.
Yeah, you got a chin. AJ coming back.
The high block. And
AJ can sense the pressure. He's trying, I think, to sort of fend Andy Ruiz off and hit him with something hard to sort of get that momentum back to.
Yeah, discourage him.
Yeah, make him say, hey, you don't want to have a 12-round blitz here. Trust me, dude. That's what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah, you hit him hard like, settle it down, young man. Like,
take this L.
Yeah.
Take the decision.
Just be standing up when the last bell rings. This sort of thing. Is send that message.
Here it is. You can definitely tell. And look, I mean, it slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had the desired effect. I like the little bunny hop there by AJ.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
We just hop out of the danger zone right there.
Yes, that the final half of the last round when you got
You know
that
what
jab
happened.
extended and you just on your roller skates. Oh yes, we've been there before. It's a good feeling. It's like, yeah, I think I got this round, fam.
Yeah. And the fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, those belts, those are mine again.
I'll take that.
Guys, call in 323-870-4051 and press 1 in the queue if you guys want to give your immediate reaction and thoughts on this fight with us.
Did that one hurt him? Did
No,
that?
I didn't think it hurt him.
Okay.
I think it was more of like a awkward, like not exchange, because it looked like they tied up and like they almost tripped. That's what it looked like to
Okay.
me.
Because I don't know, just the way the little interaction with the ref just seemed kind of unusual. Like, is he stalling for time or something? It just
Yeah, that was weird.
yeah.
Calling on Skype as well, Mixed Combat Radio, if you're international and you want to give your thoughts. Andy, you can't be doing that,
Come
man.
on
You
now,
lost the fight.
he was no, he's not going to do that. No, like really, are you going to sit there? And so instead of actually trying to move forward and do something,
That's when
you
he
stand
lost.
in the middle of
He
the
knew he
ring
lost.
and you like, let's do this. And no, sorry, trash. That no.
That was a very bad performance by Andy Ruiz, and a really great game plan and performance by Anthony Joshua. I mean, truly was impressive. Let's go out to Santiago just to get our scorecards, our official scorecards, so we know what we have here at MCR. Santiago has it 118, 113 for Joshua. Santiago, let us know what our scorecards are before we hear the official judges. Santiago, I'm assuming it's unanimous though for AJ, but how close is it? How wide is it?
Well, for Anthony, he has it 118, 111, and you have it 118, 100. So it's pretty close. Anthony had the round 5 even. I gave the first, third, and fifth rounds even, but even then, I was only able to give all of us were only able to give Andy 2 rounds.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. It's wasn't a whole lot of debate about most of these rounds. So, damn.
Santiago, quick thought about the fight.
It seemed like Andy had an idea of what to do, and the discipline that Joshua had allowed him to set a pace that Andy fell into, and he just couldn't break out. He lost his rhythm. You could see that as the rounds were getting further in, Joshua was the one that started becoming more loose, throwing his combinations more liberally, and he set up just enough short combinations in 3s and 4s that he was able to kind of get Andy to like sit back and allow him to circle out.
I agree on all those points. Santiago, we'll go back to Santiago, we'll go back to if anything crazy happens with the scorecards, because
I'm wonder if Al Heyman paid off the judges already, and Ruiz gets the decision.
Man. The Saudis love AJ. There's no way that happens. Let's give our thoughts before we hear this. Hold on. Here we go. 118, 110, 2 scorecards. 119, 109. Anthony Joshua. Yes.
Anthony Ruiz.
Anthony Ruiz. And let's give our thoughts, our immediate reaction to this fight. Anthony Joshua is officially the winner by unanimous decision. A wide scorecards throughout. Our scorecards are wide. Fight more competitive, obviously, than the scorecards reflect. But AJ clearly just had a game plan that he stuck to. And Andy Ruiz, as Santiago said just a minute ago, he fell into sort of like willingly and never got out of.
Yeah.
He accepted the terms of the engagement that AJ presented and really struggled in this fight to get his game going. And AJ was completely content being on the outside, jabbing, and just slightly outboxing Ruiz for a decision. and not really engaging on the inside. Smart tactical performance from AJ. Definitely one that I think he probably needed just to feel get the confidence back in a way. Because if he went guns blazing with Andy Ruiz, I don't think he would have won this fight, to be honest. Like, there's enough exchanges we saw where I think if he really wanted to get in the firefight with Andy Ruiz, he probably wouldn't have won that fight. And this was the only real path of victory for him. And your thoughts on the matchup or the fight?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. Joshua did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to just go out there and win. And everything else be damned. Win this fight. Get through this. Get those belts back. Get your power on the negotiating table back. That's what he had to do. That's what he did. It was very clear in the few like real exchanges that they had that in those moments where AJ wasn't on this very regimented game plan, Ruiz could touch him. And Ruiz could touch him with some authority. So he did the exact thing that you're supposed to do and not get in those situations the whole fight. To not, invite the clear area that you could be at a disadvantage. He did what he was supposed to do. This was incredibly smart fighting. This is, that's what he did. Exactly.
It was the performance he needed to put on to get back into his momentum as a career, as a brand, as a fighter. He needed this fight.
As satisfying as it probably would have been for AJ to finish Ruiz, it was more important that he win the fight as opposed to take the risk that would be necessary to get the finish.
And that risk was probably unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
To be honest.
Totally unnecessary when you are the bigger guy, when you do have the jab, when you slim down to be on your back pedal, to kind of get on that bicycle and move around and pick your spots and maintain the distancing better. He did what he had to do, and that's what the best in the world do.
Mad Dog in the chat saying, who does AJ fight next?
We'd like to say the winner of Wilder Fury.
But the timing doesn't work out, obviously.
When Wilder Fury is February?
Yeah, he's probably going to want to fight first half of 2020.
So if he fights at some point, at someone around the same time as Wilder Fury too?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like an April or March fight probably is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then
anything.
If that fight happens, the AJ versus whoever that is, winner, and then Wilder versus Fury 2 winner, that would happen maybe late 2020. Because all these guys are 2 fight a year people, let's be honest.
Well, the thing is, I'm not quite sure. After losing to Ruiz in what was supposed to be like just a setup fight for Joshua, I'm not sure if he takes the risk. If it's a clear path to the winner of Wilder Fury and that big payday.
Now, what if we have an issue of sanction bodies where you have mandatories, you might be stripped of belts?
And give a shit about them belts. Yeah. And throw them belts in the trash can, Riddick Bowe style. If you want the money.
No, I understand.
Because no matter what happens with all those belts, the only 3 champions that anyone gives a damn about are Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, even though his title's lineal, and Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua, if he gets stripped of whatever belts because he didn't take a mandatory, so be it. He's the lineal in that sanctioning body now. So okay, and he's still a big star. So the money follows him.
Yo, Eddie Hearn looks so happy right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, you look like he's crying.
Yeah, he is.
So
good.
Relieved. People bring up the obvious, more realistic options because I don't think AJ waits for that fight, and I think AJ doesn't fight the winner of that fight. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I'm just hoping
it doesn't happen. Alexander Usyk and Kubrat Pulev, both mandatories to his respective belts.
And Usyk just fought.
Yeah. So the timing is probably
they
good for them.
fought the same night. So.
And the WBO the WBO belt is up, and that's the one that could be stripped more likely than the Pulev one. So it's possible that we get a situation here where one of those belts is stripped, and he picks either a Pulev or an Usyk. One of those is sort of in-house, so to speak, within the matchroom and DAZN umbrella, which is Usyk, so that'd probably be the easier fight to make. But we know Usyk and Derek Chisora has been lined up for a fight. It's interesting. Plus, Joe Miller is allegedly back with Top Rank. Do you try to get that fight again? Because, that fight had...
Yeah, it had some heat on it.
Yeah, it could sell in a way. You try to go back to the U.S. with that fight in some way, even though Joe Miller obviously popped and all that stuff. But let's be honest, it's Eddie Hearn.
It doesn't matter.
He promoted Dylan White and Alexander Povetkin. So
he promoted KSI Logan Paul too.
Oh, that
it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. Just make good, interesting fights, and there's a lot of fights that can be interesting. Dylan White rematch, even though Dylan White looked like
pretty bad,
pretty garbage tonight.
Yeah.
That rematch still sells significantly in the UK, obviously. And plus, it's a good fight. I mean, Dylan White's a top 6 heavyweight in the world. There are options for AJ. That's what I'm trying to say here. And because there are options, the idea that Wilder, Fury 2, and then this guy, AJ, are going to fight each other and we're going to get Kumbaya and we're going to get Undisputed Champion, it's boxing. I doubt it.
Yeah, it's just I feel like it should be clear that taking unnecessary risk with these big paydays can backfire. The Ruiz upset win was the perfect example of that. Tyson Fury probably should have had his fight. I forget the guy's name he fought. Probably should have had his fight stopped on the cut.
Otto Wallin.
Yes, that fight probably should have been stopped on the cut. So you're taking too many chances with these guaranteed big money fights that everybody wants to see, and it, from a sporting sense, are the best fights to put on anyway. So it's kind of like just go get that, just do that. And I know we've had this argument with boxing forever. It took what Mayweather Pacquiao was 6 years too late.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this won't be the won't be the last time that we're yelling into a microphone about this. But damn it, it's hard not to just be eternally frustrated at the idea that you're squandering these big fights because of two guys who make tons of money can't just sit in a room and decide who's going to split the ton of money which way. It's just stupid.
Santiago bring up a point. I was talking about this the other day, and we're going to get to callers in a second after I talk here. 323-870-4051. Press 1 to in the queue. JP, I see you there. Don't go anywhere. Skype Mix Combat Radio if you want to call in internationally. In a weird, psychotic way, promoters are more scared of losing the big fight than losing the in-between fight. For kind of obvious reasons, because the in-between fight is usually an easier fight. It's one in your minds you can win. But we've seen so many big fights be derailed because of that. And plus it just leads to this stagnant matchmaking of the sport where you get big-time fighters constantly fighting subpar competition because their promoters are too scared of when they put their big fighter in with the big fight with another promoter, another network, they lose. And they don't have a chess piece on the board anymore. But they still do. I mean, this is combat sports. People rebound from losses. I know there's that narrative in boxing that if you take an L, it's hard to come back. But traditionally speaking, that's just not true. And it's ahistorical.
And if we're keeping up the chess analogy, what's the point of having your queen on the board if you're not going to use her? It doesn't really make any sense to try to
Terrence Crawford.
Try to keep these huge pieces of the puzzle to yourself because they're not doing you as much good as they probably could on the board being active.
I agree completely. Let's go to callers. Santiago, final thoughts, obviously, on the fight, the overall night itself. Thoughts on Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua 2. Santi?
Yeah, well, like I said, it was kind of disappointing to see the way that played out in the end, especially that last round where he just kind of wanted Joshua to come to him just so he could try to make something happen. As is always said, there are levels to this game, and when you get to that level, you can't expect things to go your way, and you reach a point where you need to create those opportunities. If you're a counterpuncher and you can't find the counter opportunity, you create your counter opportunities. You don't wait for an opportunity to present itself. If you're an aggressive fighter and the guy's running away the entire fight, you cut off the ring, you start working that body diligently and slow him down to create that opportunity. So, I know someone in the chat mentioned maybe having Ortiz versus Ruiz. Or I would probably pick Ortiz over Ruiz just because Ortiz is the better boxer at that point and he's got the longer reach. So I definitely want to see a little bit more improvement with Andy Ruiz before I see him again at this point, because Joshua at least showed some improvement.
Yeah, he did. He showed that he adapted from the first fight.
Yeah, that's it's a great takeaway.
Santi, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. But yeah, that's my takeaway for this fight. Always a pleasure doing scorekeeping for you guys. Always a pleasure to do scorekeeping for Anthony, who's on the show. And I look forward to the Sunday the review show when Gary gets back and doing the top 20 heavyweights of all time in studio with you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Santiago, obviously, I will see you later, man. Let's go out to JP in Long Beach. JP, what's up, man?
Matty, be good. What up?
What up, man?
What's going on?
Man, what up, man? Glad I like you on the show and all that.
I appreciate it, fam.
I like you on the show and all that.
Yeah, we understand what he's saying.
Yeah. Men struggle to praise each other, man.
We're men. We don't need to communicate all that much.
Men need to be more emotional.
Shit.
Just joking. Sorry.
I've been trying to tap into my more emotional side lately. I really have.
Hey, it's okay to open up, man. It's okay. But anyways, sorry.
I'm sensitive.
JP.
I'm a sensitive guy.
Thoughts on AJ winning the rematch against Andy Ruiz?
Well, I happen to be an expert on the body type of Andy Ruiz. You know that. Everybody else doesn't know it. But I am an expert on that body type, especially that body type being athletic. See, people aren't used to that body type being athletic. I happen to be one of those dudes. I've been like an anomaly my whole life. It's pretty fun. But that 15 pounds, man, Matt, if I put on 15 pounds, it's stuck in my stomach. Okay? I can't take the shit, for lack of a better word, very well. So when you're our size, when you have this body type, you've been like this. I weighed about 260 pounds in the 10th grade. I was already like a man, you know what I mean, in the 10th grade. And I still weigh that almost 20 years later to this day. The exact same weight. It kind of transforms into muscle and stuff over the years. But you weigh the exact same. I mean, you're big. All your baby pictures are big. Your 4-year-old pictures are big. I don't got that gap tooth smile when I'm 5 years old at school and I'm all skinny and shit. Doesn't exist. You're like this the whole way through. But that 15 pounds will be a detriment to you, and it all will come back in the way of having bouncing your legs. And so tonight, I think what we see with Ruiz, he wasn't able to close that gap. And he had to wait until Joshua engages with him to have some success as far as attack goes. But he needed that bounce in his calves, in his legs, in his lower body, the lateral part of it, kind of i.e. how you see Pacquiao, to close that gap. That 15 pounds, to me, would hold him back and not let him have the bounce in his legs to close that gap to get off those shots. Without that, Joshua did what he was supposed to do, stuck to the game plan, and he was the bigger, longer, rangier fighter, and it was the easy fight without Ruiz being able to mount that attack. And that's just, to me, him lack of discipline. That rocket to success that he was on, he probably never dreamed he would reach that level that quickly. And, man, it's just one of those things, and everybody has a comfort level. And maybe Andy Ruiz has found his. Being a champion like Canelo and Mayweather and having a tenure of championship fighting for a decade, that's a mentality. It's not a skill. Everybody else has a comfort level. We're glad to see that Anthony Joshua, all is right in the world. The earth is back on its proper
axis. Yep.
Because Anthony Joshua looks like the champion, man. Even though Andy Ruiz is my brethren in body type, and I'm always pulling for us little short fat dudes. I still want my heavyweight. I want my quarterback to look like Tom Brady. I want my heavyweight champion to look like freaking Anthony Joshua. So all is right in the world, man. That weight, and truly he didn't have the lifestyle, man. And that's really what I think happened there.
Quickly, because I know, it's you, JP. You love conspiracies in a way, right? Like the best of us.
Absolutely.
You watched that Dylan White performance, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I'm at work.
Oh, hey, when you get the chance, go back and watch the Dylan White fight and his last fight. Knowing
all right.
Your red flags are gonna be just going up instantly, of like, oh, huh,
well,
interesting.
Last fight with the first fight, Ruiz fight, I said this just doesn't look normal. How Joshua took a right hand from the steel hammer, Vladimir Klitschko, got up and started talking to him. Then you tell me Andy Ruiz, little fat butt, hits him with a little clubbing right over the head, and he can never regain his legs? It just didn't seem right.
No.
Joshua seemed to me to.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. You're going on a tangent. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm mopping what you're spilling. Don't worry.
But still, though, man. Still, I just think we'll see Anthony Joshua's laid the hell out down here in a coma with his legs shaking if he gets into the ring with Deontay Wilder. I really think that'll be the outcome. Fury can fight them all because, he's hard to catch up with all that. So, but I think Wilder will lay AJ out pretty badly, man. It's not a good matchup for him. Better matchup for AJ would be Fury. That's my call, though, brother. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
I need to get you to the crib, man. I need to get you over to the house and get some of your expertise. I'm gonna pay you though.
All right, anytime, man. You got my number. Hit me up.
All right, later.
Yeah.
Peace.
So, it's gonna be interesting, sort of aftermath of this night.
Yeah.
And just the heavyweight division as a whole. The heavyweight division right now is such an interesting and ever-changing division, right? Guys fall out of contention really fast. Guys fall out of favor really fast. Perception of who's the best guy in the division has shifted within the last 2 or 3 years, at least 3 or 4 times, right? I mean, 2017, AJ was on top of the world. Within that time frame, I think Fury had a moment where people were like, oh, Fury's the best guy. Wilder's had a moment where everyone goes, oh, maybe Wilder's the best guy just because of his power, right? He's gonna knock out everyone. He has the timing, the accuracy of that right hand. He's just gonna knock out everyone. And even Andy Ruiz, to a period of time, was looked at as like maybe he's the best guy in the division. A lot has changed in just 2 or 3 years in this division, and it's fascinating to me. The heavyweight division is definitely on a boom period of the last few years. That when I was like coming up in combat sports didn't exist. Like I came up in the Klitschko era.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't an era that was popping.
Heavyweight boxing was not the most popular thing in those moments.
No. I got the very tail end of Tyson, man. Like that didn't really count.
That's the part of Tyson that doesn't count.
I remember being like 7 years old and watching like Tyson Lewis, but that was
Wash Tyson,
and even like Wash Lewis too. I mean, that was both guys past their prime to a significant degree. But anyway, it's digressing. It's nice to see a heavyweight division that is sort of firing on all cylinders, and let's be honest, it is good for boxing as a whole probably to have a AJ back on top and not having 2 consecutive losses, because Andy can take an L. He's already had an L. He's faced that in his career. Fans love him because he's that underdog. If AJ took another L, that would have significantly hurt his brand and reputation, and he might have even retired. And the division would have been worse off if we didn't have AJ moving forward. But digressing, heavyweight 2020 should be interesting. Wilder Fury 2, AJ Usyk, AJ Pulev, AJ Dylan White. There's options out there, and they're all pretty decent at the very least, or they're great. And plus, maybe we get a late 2020 undisputed championship. That would be awesome, right? Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Of course.
Amazing.
Probably won't happen, but yes.
No, it won't happen. Find me, Matt Hunter, MCR, on all social media platforms. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Anthony?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AntWalkerMMA. My YouTube channel, The Walkout Network. I think it's in the Friends and Affiliates description on this channel. So
yes,
check that out.
If you're on our YouTube page, it's on the right-hand side, like featured channels or whatever that is. Walkout Network's on there. Slip and Dip Podcast is on there. Share Dog is on there, even though we don't work there anymore.
Right.
Tons of friends that still work
Submission
there.
Radio's on there.
Submission Radio's on there for sure. Who else is on there?
Is Jason the Cheap Seats?
It is not. It should be though.
Okay.
I'll do. Thank you for reminding me. I'll go fix that. But anyways, guys, have a great day, great evening, great night, wherever you are. I should be back later tonight with a post-fight show of Charlo Hogan and Eubank Korobov, but don't quote me on that.
You've done a lot of shows today already.
Yeah, and plus I put out like 30 videos last night. We had like 2 or 3 shows in the last 48 hours too. You know, like we did a show 2 days ago. That was the second show of that day. I did a show the next day, put out 30 other videos, and then we did 2 shows already today.
Oh, content machine now.
Content machine, guys. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, patreon.com/MixedCombat Radio. You know where to go. You know what to do. It's YouTube. You guys have been around for decades. Peace.
These nuts.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
Just send me location.
That's fucking illegal.
It's bullshit.
Fuck that shit. Fuck boxing. Fuck boxing.
You're the only person that says that.